Next question: can men really commit to one woman though? I think we're talking about. I don't know what we're talking about, but yeah, can men really commit to one woman? Is it a smart move spiritually, mentally, financially?
Um, all right. Before I answer that question completely, I want to give a disclaimer. Ladies, if you are moving through this world and monogamy is a deal breaker in your relationship status, uh, two pieces of advice I'm gonna give you. You better work on yourself real fucking fast to be worthy of what you asking of, because monogamy is not a huge thing that's practiced these days. Or I need you to understand that monogamy may very well be a thing of the past, and you should more so start looking for a man who's communicative and who's willing to be honest with you about him not being into monogamy. Excuse me. I feel like that's why a lot of y'all falling off right now. Y'all just never gonna be able to keep a man. It's because you gauging a man off a standard that no longer exists. It's no different than a DVD. It's no different than the iPod. It's no different than all this shit that's running around. Like, things evolve and they change. And a lot of shit that was once law is no longer law. So first and foremost, if you're looking for a monogamous relationship, I urge you to seriously work on yourself really fucking fast so you can come off as a woman who deserves such. I want you to genuinely ask yourself, when it comes to monogamy, can you even handle all the different variables that come with a monogamous relationship? See, some of y'all be wanting motherfuckers to only be with you, but you really can't even rise to the standard of what that person needs from somebody who wants them to only be with them. Can you be a therapist? Can you be a problem solver? Can you do porn on your off time? Are you domesticated? I'm not saying that you have to have those things, but if you're dealing with a man that requires all those, then you're setting him and you up for failure, taking on some shit that you know you genuinely can't do. But for the sake of monogamy, you still gonna try to run with the same narrative and wonder why your ass been getting cheated on for the last 20 years of your life. Part two, can a man be committed? Absolutely. There are certain men out there who have no issue with commitment and will hold it down. But what I will say from my studies, people I'm moving around with, and what I assess, there are way more men who are not into monogamy. And yeah, you can still be in a committed relationship. You just gotta hope you find one that's not into monogamy, but that's honest enough to say it. Or then you gotta hope you find one that is committed. But 9 times out of 10, you end up with one who say it, but he lying like a motherfucker, and he gonna dog you behind your back.
Hold on, let me see. This man who wants I agree with what he said, by the way. I'm trying to read through the question. I do agree with what he said. Leia said it's men who want to be poly but aren't accepting of their partner wanting to be as well. Like, how that work?
All right. So I'm gonna answer this question real quick. I never wanted to be poly anything. I'm just speaking from my experience too, sis. I know for me, I never wanted to be poly anything. That was more so Chelsea idea and concept, which I gladly accepted. But I know if it was up to me, we probably wouldn't partake in those things, period. Because I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I would suppress that side of my appetite before I just was like, yeah, let's have a free for all. Cause it's really not, it's genuinely not my thing. Like, I had enough threesomes. I had like 3 threesomes early on. Like when I first started getting sexually active, a couple of years in, and it just, to me, that shit just ain't cracked up to like what porn make it look like, television and social media. So for me, it's never been an interest of mine. It was more so an interest of hers. That's how we got to that point. But I know personally I wouldn't encourage her if she was. I know like that's not something I'll be looking forward to. Like, who want to come over and get some pussy from my wife while I go get some pussy from the next broad. So I'm honest enough to say, like, no, I really don't care for the poly shit at all. And no, I'm one of those men that wouldn't be okay with like another nigga stretching it out. That's for me to stretch out. So yeah, I'm cool all around, but my lady into that, so I'm gonna oblige, and it works for both of us. We both like girls, so it works out perfect. But I can totally I ain't gonna say I understand because I do think that's selfish, but for the men who are pro poly but only want to do the fucking and don't want to share, I've heard scientific reasons too. It makes sense, like, you know, women are receivers and men can make babies and women carry them. That's why this and that and the third. But I just feel like to each his own. Whatever you into, go for that shit full blown. But any of the bros that's watching this, bro, like, you know, I believe in equality and reciprocity. So if you cool, like if you want to lead the pack when it's time to get some pussy, then bro, you may need to work on being understanding if she ever be like, I want to try out some dick. I'm not, but that's why I don't lead the pack on getting pussy. I be chilling. Baby bringing it to my table more times than not. But yeah.
Alright, I agree. If you have had a poly talk here and there, what rules should be set to get everyone on the same page?
Great question. All right, y'all, so I can go deep with this one, but I'm not. I'm going to give a couple answers. Rules that should be set if you want to dibble and dab with the poly shit. First and foremost, all communication should be held in a group chat. So we all on the same page. We all communicating simultaneously. And we all in the, you know, we in the know because we know what's going on. We know what's being said. Number two, I would definitely tell you to identify any boundaries that your lady may have before y'all actually partake in anything physically. You feel me? Your lady may very well not want you to eat somebody else's pussy the way you eat hers. Or she ain't me, so you don't be eating no ass. Or don't come in her, or wear a condom, whatever the case is. So I think it's super important on the communication side to get each other expectations and boundaries before y'all partake in such. And two, I think it's super important to make sure that you establish the dominance and the priority when you are in the same room or in the same conversation. So in a nutshell, I'm never gonna make no lady feel more special than my lady. I don't care how wild she is, how freaky, how nasty, how turned up the experience is. I'm not gonna provide any other woman outside of my old lady anything more than like great sex and fun times. And you feel me? I be teaching them, we hang out, we have a ball. But yeah, as far as an emotional connection or any of that, nah, that's where shit get cut short. And I know from our world, like some people really get into the poly shit for relationship status. That's not what we on. We be having fun. So I know from our world, when it's time to have fun, we gonna have fun and you gonna get the hell on. But I'm not halfway giving the energy or the notion that it's anything more than that. Nothing more than that. Like, you cool, we like you, we kicking it, good times. All right, sis, be safe. Here's your flight. We'll catch you later. Yeah, y'all, and just to add a little more context to that, y'all, I gave those three, but I definitely want to say on that last one, man, be super specific, because a great evening and a great moment can be ruined with boundaries being crossed that shouldn't be crossed or lines being blurred. So please, to all the bros out there, establish the dominance and the priority that your lady has over the situation. And if she don't have none, then don't. I ain't telling you, like, you know, dress it up like she's something that she not to you, but yeah, bro, don't let any of these bras get overly comfortable, or they getting wife treatment and your wife sitting back there feeling neglected, like, damn, that nigga don't even bring my food to the room like that, but, you know, we got some new pussy in the house, not he Jeffrey. No. Feel me? So establish the dominance and the priority, bro. Make sure your lady continues to feel special, because one of the main things a lot of the bros miss out on when it comes to dealing with multiple women is, bro, your lady not comfortable with you dealing with another woman because you haven't figured out how to deal with your lady. So I want you to know, like, she may second guess the situation because she like, damn, he don't even make me feel secure. He don't even know how to juggle me. How the fuck he gonna juggle three of us? So yeah, bro, all in all, make sure like home is compatible. I mean, not compatible, make sure home is copacetic, because that will come up. Trust and believe. Like, you can't be doing, you know, husbandly duties for the help, but you know your foundation is rocky and ain't solid. Your old lady say you don't talk to her enough, you don't rub her feet, you don't do this, but you ask her, can you stick your dick in somebody else this weekend? Just think about how that sounds. That's a no-no. You know everything about sports, you know everything about hunting, fucking, what weed is popping, what's designer, what's this and that, but you don't know shit about yourself. So a lot of you guys are just well-dressed vessels.